Mr. Riley, about Mr. Riley. I'm here to speak about. I'm here to read a couple of pages of my book, and read you the plot line first. I always want to know what you guys really think of the story, and do you think Adam Sandler and Happy Madison should read the book and give their opinion? I know he can't adapt the movie himself, like I told you, but do you think he should? Do you think he should read it? Do you think other do you think any other movie company should read this book or even looked at it? I always wanted to see Adam Sandler's opinion if he liked the book or not. That he would have done whatever it took to get this thing adapted. But I don't think he can. Besides, this book is unsolicited. Besides, the only way he can unsolicit this book unless he relicenses it in Quantum Discovery. If he calls Quantum Discovery and pay for the relicense, and also the Hollywood treatment and the script. So I'm gonna read you the plot, and I'll read a few pages, and you tell me what you think. A new sports movie with a new twist about a failing Major League Baseball team, the New York Yankees, and a screwball comedy about the rituals and tribulations about a computer billionaire whiz kid, Ryan Green, the new owner of a baseball team that takes a chance on a misfit player like Mike Riley, an ex superstar pitcher from the club who was sent to the minors 2 years ago, who hasn't been back ever since. Raj Punjab, an Indian American doctor who works for his father, decided to join the majors. David Yoder, an excommunicated Amish boy from Lancaster, decided to leave the community to play, play in the baseball league. Jeff Riley, Riley's father, who was a junior college baseball star who became an architect and took his Little League baseball team that his firm sponsored to a Little League championship. He got laid off from his job 6 months, was offered to be the manager of the big leagues. And Matt Schultz, a college of baseball and Cape League star who ended up as a librarian in the New York Public Library. He dreams about playing in the baseball league. He was invited to spring training by accident when there was another Schultz that was invited to spring training. These are the players he invites to camp, who could turn his team around after a 2 year losing streak against a greedy corporate raider named Dalton Reynolds, who hates the Yankees and wants to tear down the stadium and build condos and hotels that will make him a fortune. Ryan is on the mission to save his team from a greedy investor who made a bet if the failing team wins the pennant, he will invest in the money in the team, and if he loses, he'll tear it down, and the chances of winning a pennant is 1,000,000 to 1. I hope the fans in the city are ready for them. If you read this right now, just like you did, we are dedicating this to Adam Richard Sandler and to Happy Madison Productions, who's also dedicated to his favorite baseball team in New York Yankees. Matt Schultz is a 28-year-old librarian who works at the New York Public Library. He was just exiting the subway station and head to the Red Sky Bar tonight to meet his friends. It's one of the top sports bars in New York, home of the New York Yankees. Zach is a nerdy guy who used to dream about playing for the major leagues. The dream is gone, and everybody is watching old Yankees game in the ESPN Classics in the Red Sky Bar. And Matt enters the Red Sky and sees his best friend Rick from college sitting in the bar stool and goes over there to sit with him. See his best friend and tells him, "Hey Rick." Rick tells Matt, "Hey Matt." Matt tells Rick, "How's work?" Rick tells Matt, "Trust me." As an executive president of Apple in the New York division, it's really tough. I heard you guys are designing a new video game company. Well, you can forget about YouTube or webcasting. We built the system for people easier webcasting your show to make some money with it. Matt tells Rick like how. Rick answers Matt, you can search for each video register for webcasting and pay $100 fee to have your own webcasting and the internet. It'll be around the rule. Once you get in the market, you should. I think it's you told me that if people want to make money in webcasting, how you would do that. Simple. You can pay a $50 click money video where people can pay you to watch your show each week for $1.99 or $2.99. It depends on it depends on the viewers who pays to watch the show. Matt tells Rick, if they don't make any money webcasting, at least they can turn out the money video, just webcast for free. Change your webcasting, the viewers can come back and click on the money video and pay another $50. You'll make your money on the web, but Matt tells Rick, sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool. Rick tells Matt, that's the reason why we call it easy money, easy video and easy money videos. Matt tells Rick how long it's going to take to get started. Rick tells Matt it probably won't be out until the summer. We still have to look for spokesmen to advertise easy video. Matt tells Rick, well, good luck. The bartender just finished pouring the drink for his customer and puts it under the table. The bartender sees Matt and goes over to talk to him. Bart tells Matt, hey Matt, can I get you anything? Matt tells Gary, I'll take a Bud Light. Gary, bartender, asks Matt, mug or bottle? Matt tells Gary, I'll take the bottle. Gary tells Matt, you got it. Gary sees the fridge and opens it and takes out the bottle of Bud Light. And Gary goes to the fridge door and sees the bottle opener and by his left hand, Gary opens the bottle cap and gives the bottle to the Bud Light to Matt. Matt grabs the Bud Light from Gary and observes it in a minute. Matt tells Gary, thanks Gary. Hey, no problemo. Matt starts drinking his beer and Gary asks Matt a question. Gary tells Matt, hey Matt, you told me yourself you were the college baseball star. And Gary you took your team to a college World Series team in Fresno State and also the Cape League Championship with the Hardwick Mariners. Matt tells Rick, yeah, it was a long time ago. Rick tells Gary, we're College World Series MVP in 2008 and MVP in Cape League Championships in 2009. Gary tells Rick, yeah, in the paper. You told me you wanted to play for the Boston Red Sox after Cape Leagues. Yeah, you were drafted in the league, and after the scouts saw you in Cape League Championship after that. Mary tells Gary, Red Sox had offered me $5 million in the signing bonus. Gary tells Matt, no way. And it lasts for a minute and stops. Matt tells Gary, just playing you guys. Gary tells Matt, funny, Matt, funny. Rick tells Matt, so how did they offer you a signing bonus? Rick tells Rick, $800,000. Rick tells Matt, I think that was about right. You told me yourself you got injured when you were doing an infield fly home run. Matt tells Gary, that kind of is how I lost my shot at the Red Sox. Gary tells Matt, we saw you play. How you got injured or doing infield fly home runs? That you helped the Mariners win the championship. So tell me, in your own words, what happened? Matt tells Rick, well, it was a long story. Sorry, long story, Gary, but I played for the infield fly home run. I never thought I could do it, but I took a chance. Rick tells Matt, we got some time. Well, Matt, go ahead and tell us. Matt tells Rick during a flashback, well, I'm not going to boning any details. I'll just get right to the story. Before I made the yeah,
What's that?
nothing. Before I made the home run, it all started at the top of the ninth, and we were playing against the Chatham Anglers. It all started 3 years ago. Matt flashback in 2009, the Hardwick Mariners baseball field in the Cape League Championship when Matt tells his story to Gary. Matt was a shortstop, and the pitcher was about to throw the ball to number 21 Harwick, who's on bat. Matt's voices tells Gary that this was the big game that gives me a shot in the major leagues. Back in high school, I was the water boy baseball team. Our team made it to the district championship, and one of the batters got injured with a bad arm. Since there was nobody else to pinch hit, when the coach saw me, he asked me to fill in. That's how my life changed back then. So I helped my team win the district championship and got me a scholarship for Fresno State and took my team to the College World Series in 2008. I tried out for the Mariners in the Cape Leagues that would guarantee me a shot for the majors, but here I am to the championship. We had 2 outs. Linwood was on the mound, and Hardwick is at bat. Linwood made the pitch, and Hardwick hit hard. Linwood threw the ball, and Hardwick swung to his bat and hit the ball halfway near between second and third base. Matt, who was a shortstop, caught the ball and got him out, but throwing the ball to the first base before Linwood made it. Matt's voice tells Gary, I caught it. Trust me, that the ball that Hardwick hit was really hard, but I caught it and threw in first base and got him out. That was our last out, and it was our turn to bat. Matt watched his teammates tying the championship win to trying to win the championship. First teammate is ready to bat. Tells Gary, Matt voices tells Gary, that was the bottom of the ninth and of the inning. We were tied 2-2, and we all needed to run up and win. If the A's get 3 outs, they win the championships. And there was a major league scout from Red Sox who was watching this game. It was considering recruiting for his team. They offered $800,000 to me if I win the championship. My career would be set for life. The A's pitcher struck out Matt's first teammate home plate. Matt's voice tells Gary Linwood struck out Sanderson home plate. Jesse's up to bat now. Jesse is ready to bat right now. With the A's pitcher, Linwood is on the mound. He throws the ball, ready to throw the ball. Struck out Sanderson, the home plate. Jesse's up in bat now. Jesse was ready to bat right now. The A's pitcher Linwood was on the mound. He throws the ball and strikes him out at the first pitch. Matt's voices tells Gary Linwood had a great arm for the A's. They probably had gonna name him MVP if he wins. Trust me, that guy threw at 98 miles per hour. That's usually normal for a rookie. That's usually throws. Lemon already got to the second strike on Jesse. Lemon throws another pitch and strikes out Jesse at bat. Matt tells voice Lemon threw another pitch, and Jesse got struck out. Guess who's up in the bat? Mariners manager observes the game on the field. Right now, he turns around and sees Matt sitting down in the dugout. Mariners manager tells Matt, "You're up, Schultz." Matt gets up from his seat, sees the bat boy and dugout, and talked to him. Matt asked Billy, "So Billy, what do you recommend?" Matt grabs the batter. Billy grabs the bat, third bat, and batter box, and gives it to Matt. Matt grabs for the bat and observe it for a minute. Billy tells Barton, "Go for number 3. It'll give you more of a zinc when you hit it out of the park." Matt tells Billy, "I guess I'm gonna hit it out of the park." Billy tells Matt, "You're going inside." Matt tells Billy, "I'm going inside." And Billy tells Matt, "Good luck, Matt." "Thanks, Billy." Matt exits the dugout and heads to the home plate. Matt's voice tells Gary, "Here it is, my opportunity to get to the major leagues. They call me inside guy because I hit the inside parade with the park's home runs. For this season, I hit 41 home runs. I just hit two of them in this game. Matt's home plate is ready. Matt is on the home plate and ready to bat. That's usually what I was good at, hitting inside the park home runs. I never hit one out of the park before. I don't have the muscle power to hit it out of the park, but I do have the speed that will give me in time to run all four bases without being out. Linwood was on the mound and Matt and home plane. Linwood looks through his signals and threw his signals by his catcher and got the signal what he's looking for. Matt's voice tells Gary what pitch for. I usually got to hit the inside the park, run over his head 2 times. This time we will be number 3. Lemma throws the pitch. Matt swings his bat, and the umpire calls a strike. The catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher to the first strike. Matt's voice tells Gary, I got the first strike on purpose, but Linwood threw. I got the first strike on purpose, but Linwood threw really hard. Threw it really hard. Almost I wasn't ready to take it back then. Lima threw in second pitch. It was really hard, and Matt swings his bat and gets a second strike by the umpire. The catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher again. Matt's voice tells Gary, I was blinded by that pitch, but not this time. This was my senior year in college, and this is my chance to get to the majors. If I blew this opportunity, I'll never get a shot like this again. But I decided to try something new that I never did. I usually hit the inside ball park, but this time I got a better trick in my sleeve. Levin throws the pitch that was really hard. Matt swings it, hits the ball like an infield fly. Infield fly ball is in the fair area. Matt still had a chance to run to the base. Matt starts running to first base. Matt's voice tells Gary that call me crazy, but this was the first time I ever hit infield fly home run. I was the second guy to hit the infield fly home run, and that was Babe Ruth. Matt ran all the way to the second, the third, and fourth base. The infield fly came down on the field. Third base, and the third baseman grabbed it from in the field. Matt was running all the way to the home plate. The third baseman threw the ball really hard to the catcher. And home plate ran all the way to the home plate, but his right knee was hurting really hard. But Matt's voice tells Gary the infield fly home run didn't just win me a championship. Matt slides through the plate before the catcher tags him out after the ball was thrown to his glove. By the third baseman, the umpire makes the call. The home plate umpire tells Matt safe. Everybody in the stand was cheering. Matt was thrilled that his team won the championship and sees the Boston Red Scouts. He's really pleased with them. Matt's voice tells Gary, not only did I win the championship and impress the Red Sox scout, I waited my whole life to play for the Red Sox in major leagues, but there was one problem. Matt tries up, but his right knee was hurting and starts aching. Matt can't get up from home plate, and the Mariners manager sees Matt hurting and starts yelling for the trainer. Matt's manager tells Billy, get the trainer here now. Mariners manager and a few Matt's teammates try to get me up. Matt tells Gary I blew my knee out, running all four bases. I've done this 100 times, but before I wanted to ask why am I hurt my knee doing this again. I called the infield fly curse. That was my career. My bad knee cost me my shot in the majors when the doctor told me I was out for the next season, and I can't be in spring training or play in the minors next season. Back to the present sports bar. Matt finished talking to Gary and Rick about how he lost the shot in the majors in the bar. Matt tells Gary Linwood got my spot for the Red Sox, and now that's how I got here, hanging out here with you guys. Gary tells Matt, so Matt, I knew you guys, look, so Matt, you worked in the New York Public Library as a librarian, and that's how I met you. And we used to be diehard Red Sox fans before we switched to the Yankees. Matt tells Gary, that was 3 years ago when attended I attended the library when I was in college. Gary, you were checking out a book about the switch to the Yankees when we both moved to New York. You invited me to the sports bar, and that's how we became friends. And I invited my best friend Rick. Tells Matt that's how we all became friends for 3 years. Matt tells Rick, right now I'm the new acting head librarian since my boss is spending a summer vacation in a baseball camp in California. He's one of the counselors there. Rick tells Matt, I can't believe your boss left you in charge of the library. Matt tells Rick, well, Rick, I'm a valuable employee there. Everybody likes me there. And I'm usually the guy people usually are friends with. Rick tells Matt, too bad, I wish that could help you in your social life. Matt tells Rick, wish I had one, but I've been working in the library and watching home games for the Yankees over the last 2 years. My life, I have season tickets of the game. Rick tells Rick, how'd you get the season tickets anyway, Matt? Matt tells Rick, well, they're mine. The company are diehard Yankees fans, and the company always gives tickets to me. Every time I had to work late, I usually give the tickets to Matt. Gary tells Rick, that explains why you and Matt go to the games. Tells Rick, too bad there are always nosebleed sections. Rick tells him, hey, it's my fault the computer firm can only afford section if they want. Save a few bucks. Man tells Rick, another your boss is cheap. Matt tells Matt, I would have said yeah. Gary tells Matt, trust me. Matt didn't blew out his knee. Not only will we get season tickets from him, he probably gets better seats. Rick tells Matt, like dugout seats or the luxury suites for your special fans. Matt tells, well, if I did play for the Yankees, I didn't hurt my knee, I would have given the dugout seats. Rick tells Matt, thanks, Matt, I appreciate that. Gary tells Matt, so Matt, you missed the game? Matt tells Rick, every day, Gary, my knee is fine. It took me the whole year of physical therapy. Rick tells Matt, how come you didn't just go back and try out for the minors for the Red Sox and not any other leagues? Matt tells Gary, I don't know, Rick. I think I'm a little rusty, and it's been 2 years since I've been out of the field. I don't know if I still have it. Even if I tried out for the Red Sox or any other team, I probably wouldn't make it. These guys are faster, younger than me who tried out, and usually gets rejected. I'd probably be a million in a heartbeat if I didn't make the team. You're looking at a 23-year-old guy who will probably be cut in the first tryout. You never know if you don't try. Matt tells Gary, trust me, Gary. I tried every day, and I don't think I would ever keep up with those guys. I lost my ever since I blew my knee out in the league. The Cape League Championships. Just blew my knee out in the Cape League Championships. So this is my life, and I'm just the acting head librarian of the New York Public Library. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of good people who works there. I'm doing it, and I have nothing to be ashamed. So this is my life, and I'm happy. Really am. Gary looks at Matt for a minute, and he's not buying it. Gary tells, really? Matt tells Rick, I told you guys, I'm happy I am. Rick tells Matt, yeah, right. Really, I am. Man thinks for a minute and whispers to himself. Well, only if I had one shot to play in the majors, I'll be man. Back in the New York Yankees boardroom, in the front office of the New York Yankees, 6 members of the Yankees staff are sitting down in their chairs at the boardroom table and waiting for the owners to arrive. Yankee manager talks to one of the board members in the boardroom. Yankee general manager tells George, "So George, when is the new boss gonna arrive?" George tells Terry, "I don't know, Terry." Well, he's not in a good mood. Terry tells George, "We're in last place. We were in last place a year, and we're again the other year. He's not going to be happy about how this club is doing." George tells Terry, "We're in last place for 2 years, so we lost our best players into free agency. And when they asked for be traded from the club, this club has been falling apart for the last 2 years." Terry tells George, "There has to be a way to turn this club around." George tells Terry how the club's been losing for 3 years straight, and the best players are arrogant jerks who treat this club like their own playground. Terry tells George, "Think about the demands they want." George tells Terry, "A 5 million bonus, their own private jet, and a membership to Greenwich Club, and a 2012 Porsche Turbo. Talk about outrageous demands." Terry tells George, "We told those jerks no. They decided to be traded to Florida Marlins, and the owner of the clubs gave them all their demands, and we can't give them." George tells Terry, "Yeah, I know why. Those guys think they're bullies who would shove our faces in the dirt, but we don't want to give them our lunch money." Terry tells George, "Well, they're like spoiled brats even if we give in, because we are still in last place, and when they're here, if I give any stuff, they still be in last." George tells Terry, "Since those guys are being traded from other teams, half the players don't have the chops to get us out of the hole. We've been here for 2 years, and I think will have to forfeit the season since there's no way we can get a last place." Terry tells George, "Hey, I'm sure our new boss will figure something out." George tells Terry, "New boss is going to be kicking our faces in the dirt if we don't have somebody coming in." The board member tells it, worry about uh, worry about who the boss is going to kill later, because he's already on his way." The door opens in the room, and the new Yankees owner arrives in the boardroom and talks to the board members about how to turn this team around. The Yankees owner is a guy in his late 20s and looks like a computer geek from the software. Yankees team owner tells them, "Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to the new season runway, the New York Yankees." Terry tells the new boss, "Hey, kid, who are you?" The team owner tells them, "My name is Ryan Green. I'm the owner of this club, the new owner of this club." The board members circle for a minute. Terry tells Ryan, yeah, right. You're the new owner of the club. You're the new owner. I'm Clint Eastwood." Ryan tells Terry, "Very funny. What's your name, buddy?" Everybody stops laughing, and Terry tells Ryan, "Terry Hunter, the Yankees general manager of the club. I don't know how you got in here, but if you don't leave and shut up, I will call security and have you thrown out of here." Ryan tells Terry, "You know that I were the new boss, and since I am Hunter, if you don't, and I will call security and have you thrown out of this club." Terry is laughing, tells Ryan, "Oh yeah, and I'm really scared. Oh, by the way, if you're the new owner, and where is Ronald Langley, the guy who bought the club? Man, we met a few months ago." Ryan tells Ronald, "Is my executive vice president of my software firm I own, and when I bought this place, I was 17 of a computer that made better DOS CD-ROMs software called Green Tech. George tells Green Tech, that's the company that Green, that's a company that owns the New York Yankees. George is totally shocked, and for a minute, everyone else, Terry is still laughing. George tells Ryan, "Oh God, you're the for a minute. My God, you're the Ryan Green owns the team." Ryan tells George, "That's right." "And what's your name, pal?" George tells Ryan, "George Jackson. I'm head of marketing here." Ryan tells George, "Well, George, you just been promoted to the general manager of the team." Ryan stops laughing and realizes Terry's serious. Terry tells Ryan, "General manager, that's my job." Ryan tells Terry, "Exactly, Hunter." George is in and you're out. Terry tells Ryan, "You really are the new owner? I don't get it. I thought Robert Langley is the owner." Tells Terry, "I bought this team a few months and asked Ronald to manage this team for me. But when I was running my company, since I saw this team falling in last place in 2 years, I think it's time I step in and take over." And Terry interrupts Ryan for a minute. And Terry tells Ryan, "Please don't fire me. I'll do anything for you. I have a wife. I have 2 kids to support. Please don't fire me." Ryan tells Terry, "Relax, Hunter. I'm not gonna fire you." Terry tells Ryan, "You're not. You're not." Ryan tells Terry, "Well, you'll be selling hot dogs on opening day this season. After opening day, you'll be back in a marketing executive of this company instead of being as the general manager. You know why I'm you know why I'm pushing you back in marketing executives." Terry tells Ryan, "No, no, why, sir?" Because he's told Terry, "Because George gives respect here. Unless you don't apologize to me, you still be a marketing executive of this club for the rest of your tenure. And if you do apologize to me, you can be co-general manager. But don't think about apologizing right now. You can apologize to me for the rest of the season." Terry tells apologize to you, forget it. Ryan tells Terry, "Okay, enjoy being a marketing executive. And by the way, you'll be selling hot dogs for a month this season, and then you'll be a marketing executive. How about that?" Terry starts to mumble for a minute. Ryan tells Terry, "What'd you say? I can't hear you." "Yes, sir." Ryan tells Terry, "Now let's get on to business." Ryan starts sitting down to the chair as head of the boardroom table. Ryan starts getting down to business. Ryan tells George, "All right, guys, I know we've been losing streak. I know we've been a losing streak last year." George tells Ryan, "Actually, Mr. Green, it's been 2 years and we've been losing streak." Ryan tells George, "Call me Ryan." George. George tells Ryan, "Okay, Ryan." Ryan tells George, "Tell me, George, why we have been a losing streak in the last 2 years." George tells Ryan, "Bad management, and we have 8 players who's up in the game with their big egos and disrupting this team into last place. And our old manager encouraged this. Luckily for me, there was other teams that wanted to take them off our hands." And Ryan tells Evan, "You know, George, that's amazing, but one problem. Those guys are superstars, and without them, would be no there'll be no crowds, and we can't lose paid attendance." So Evan tells Ryan, "Sir, if we had them, all paid attendance would be down for a long time. That's one of our main reasons why we're in a losing streak right now." Ryan tells Evan, "Well, we've been winning pennants and World Series ever since this team was sold Babe Ruth from the Boston 1912. Reggie Jackson, Clemens, Lou Gehrig, and Derek Jeter here. Even Evan asked me again, how are we going to get these guys to play here and turn this team around since our best major league team in the role?" Evan tells Ryan, "Mostly from scouting, and we found their talents when we invited them to spring training." George tells Ryan, "Man, that was the time when they're playing for minors. Gambled with his club to trade them from our team." Ryan tells Evan, "They're big shot players we had ruined everything baseball stood for. Now baseball is all politics and lousy steroid scandal. But We overcame this. It's time we bring the Yankees back the way it is. Evan tells Ryan, how do we do that, sir? Ryan tells George, I'll tell you in a minute, Evan, but I have some news for you guys. Since we lost our top players from easy, and we've been in last place for 2 years, we've never been out of the slump like ever in 2 years. But that's going to change because I'm running this club now, and I watched your old boss drag this team down in the pit. So I have a proposition for you guys, George. So what's the proposition, sir? Ryan snaps his fingers in a minute. His bodyguard opens the door, and there's Gordon carrying a list of players who are invited to spring training on paper and was left behind. Ryan's bodyguards get the list of Ryan. Ryan's bodyguards tells Ryan, here you go, boss. Ryan grabs the list from the bodyguard and observes for a minute. Ryan tells Lou, thanks, Lou. Lou tells Ryan, appreciate that, sir. Exits the boardroom, closes the door, and Ryan hands out the list to George and passes around to the board. Ryan tells George, we have one season to turn this team around and get this team to the pennant and the World Series. I have no choice to sell this team to Reynolds to Reynolds Industries. George tells Ryan, Reynolds Industries is in the company that owned Dalton Reynolds, was owned by Dalton Reynolds. Ryan tells George, that's him, George. He's the biggest corporate raider in New York. This guy is like a wrecking ball. He's like this and demolishes in like a heartbeat. George Reynolds wants to buy this team. Why? George tells Ryan, he hates the Yankees and the Mets and baseball for all seasons, conferences and areas. This is the last piece of this is the piece he wants. That's going to quadruple his revenue and equity of this place. If he George tells Ryan, besides, he buys the team, he can dismantle this team for good if he buys it. Since he's not a Yankees fan, Evan tells Ryan, so Mr. Green, why are you selling this team to Mr. Wrecking Ball? I thought you were a Yankees fan. Ryan tells George, I am a Yankees fan, but when I was a kid, I watched 1999 World Series and Yankees team with my dad. So he and I both love the Yankees, but we've been in a losing streak too. So this club's running my company in this town, running this company and this town. The reason I want to turn the things around in this club, George tells Ryan, still don't get why you want to sell this team to Reynolds in the first place. Don't you have any buyers? Ryan tells them, I did, and have them are a Yankees fan, but they don't want to take a big chance on buying this team since we've been in the losing streak for 2 years. This could lose millions if they buy this team. It's one of the main reasons why Reynolds is interested in buying this team. There's also something else. I made a deal with Reynolds with this team. George tells Ryan, what's the deal? What deal? Ryan tells Evan, I made a deal with him. If I turn this team around and get this team to win an American League Championship and go to the World Series, he'll invest $100 million in this team to keep this team afloat for a long time, and I can stay as the owner of the team, and you guys have contract renewals. It means all of you guys will have jobs for a long time. Ryan, and if you lose, Ryan tells Evan, I have no choice to sell this team to them. Everybody and coaches with the minors, give them a release or be traded to another team. Evan tells Ryan, you're betting a lot for this team. Mr. Ryan tells Ryan tells George, since my company's losing money when I bought this team, if I take a chance, look, if Colonel Jacob Rupert had to take a big gamble to buy Babe Ruth from the Yankees, Boston, we can take a chance. We can take this chance. Or tells Ryan, how exactly are we going to turn this team to the pennant? Ryan tells them, look at all the players we know today are egotistical American jerks. I don't want them, and they usually forget who they are and where they come from. So the way we get to the pennant is we're looking for the underdog. We're going to give a shot to play in the majors. Yeah, right. This is the New York Yankees, real life, not the movie Rocky. Ryan tells them first of all, stop laughing unless you guys want to stay on the unemployment line right now. Everyone stops laughing for a minute. George tells Ryan, sorry, boss. Ryan tells them, okay, we forgot about the game. How people are going to love, and how we used to love the game if it's what America used to stand for back then. We can get it back, and I know how. How's that, sir? I'll show you, Evan. The list that George is showing is how we're going to win the pennant and turn this team around. It's by inviting players who to spring training and give them a shot to play in the Major Leagues. George says. Half these guys I've never heard of. These guys, the rest of them I do know are usually has-beens. You want to invite these guys to spring training? Exactly. If we're gonna team around, we need the best players, and these are the best for these guys. These players that we're inviting to spring training are gonna not exactly major league material. Want to invite these guys? Ryan tells them that's why I like them, because these are the guys. These guys are my kind of guys. I want them in spring training. You guys can make the call. Evan tells Ryan, yes, sir. Ryan gets up from his chair and talks to the board for 1 minute. And Ryan tells him, you guys, we have one season to turn this team around and get them to the pennant. And we fail in this team will be new condominium, so we lose this wager to Reynolds. You guys better get started. Yes, sir. Ryan heads to the door, opens it, and exits the boardroom, and closes the door. Everybody starts reading the list and get started of these players to spring training. Back in Ryan's in Yankee Stadium. Ryan is sitting down in his chair. Ryan's working the desk and he hears the door knock. Ryan tells the person come in. The door opens. And George enters Ryan's office and closes the door and good talk to him. Ryan tells George, hey Ryan. And George tells Ryan, hey Ryan. George sits down in his seat and George tells Ryan, one thing I wanted to ask. What is it, George? George tells, I understand these players that we're inviting to spring training. I know I'm the new manager. I want to ask who's the new manager of this club. Ryan tells George simple. I'm planning to recruit Jeff Riley, our new manager. Never heard of him. Ryan tells George, I've done some research on him. He used to be a junior college World Series champion in baseball in 1964. George tells Brian, at least I know this guy has some. At least I know this guy has some baseball experience. But what does this guy know about managing a baseball team? Ryan tells George, simple. I read about him. He got drafted here and the Yankees after his team won the championship, but he blew his knee out to make a triple to the minors and cost them a shot at the majors. He's an architect and a top architecture firm in Princeton, New Jersey. He coaches a Little League team for the firm spawn and took his team to the Little League championship. These players were this team, but he took a chance on them, made them into champions. He worked with top 3 worst players and helped them motivate them to be great, and made them champions. George tells Ryan, you want to recruit a Little League coach to manage a baseball league team? Ryan tells George, exactly, that's what a guy I want to manage this team. That's what I want. Go get him. Sure about this, Brian? Ryan tells George, Ryan's number to George, and George grabs it and observes it for a minute. Ryan tells George, that's it. That's his number. Make the call. George tells Ryan, okay, if you insist. Man. So, George gets up from his chair and is about to exit from the door until Ryan says something and stops, and Ryan tells George, "Good luck, George." George laughs for a minute. George tells Ryan, "Yes, sir." George stops, laughing, and heads to the door, opens the door, and exits. And closes the door. Back in Lincoln Architect Design Firm, where Jeff Riley works. Jeff is in his late 60s, is working in an architecture board on his desk, looks at the designs to create a new investment. Being in his office, Jeff tells himself, "Nope, finally done. I'm finally finished." Jeff's colleagues earned a will enter his office. Jeff and goes over to see him. Jeff colleagues tell Jeff, "Hey Jeff, you got the design for the new banquet yet?" Milo has been expecting the designs today. Jeff tells Lyndon, "Yeah, I'm finished. Here they are." Ryan's office closes the door and back in his late 60s. I think I ever told you that. Chef Collins enters his office. I think I already told you that. Is there, yeah. Hey, these are amazing. Milo's really pleased with the results. At the buggy bank account, Jeff tells Lyndon, "Yeah, it's $1 billion account. A lot of major architects try to land this account, and we got it." Lyndon tells Lyndon, "You did all the work to get this account, but I'm sure this will be worth it." Jeff tells, "I know Milo's gonna get the partnership. Milo's gonna get the partnership when he lands this account for this work I do for work I do for him." Lyndon tells Jeff, "And we all the other designs and all the work we do for him. You're the one who lands these big accounts and that gets some promotions, and he'll still treat you like a." Jeff interrupts Lyndon for a minute. Jeff tells Lyndon like his workhorse. Lyndon tells Jeff, "I was gonna say slave, but workhorse like it." Jeff tells Lyndon, "But that's gonna change. But when I show him these designs, since he's the project leader and I'm the project manager, this might be an opening for his job as a project leader in this firm and a huge bump, a raise for that. Trust me, he'll give it to me." Tells Jeff. Hardly doubted Jeff. He's been treating you like a nerd doing his homework ever since you took this internship from this firm when you were in college and made you his pushover after you graduated. Jeff tells Lynn, "Look, I know I've been pushed around by him since I first worked here, and I've been slaving in this office for him for a long time, and he takes all the credit and lands in the big promotions. I had him being his personal assistant instead of a project manager. I never complained until now." Lyndon tells Jeff, "How come you never report to the CEO that you've been doing all the work for him?" Jeff tells Lyndon, "My word again says, since I don't have any proof, and I hardly doubt he'll ever believe a lowly project manager like me to a top project leader that everybody respects and plus the CEO and Milo are golfing buddies. He wouldn't care if I did the work for Milo. The CEO will probably make me do his work too." Lynn tells him, "Jeff, my mistake. How do you think you're gonna put up with a guy like Milo?" Jeff tells Lyndon, "Look, I coached his little league team. Look, I coached his company's little league team from a couple of years, a couple of championships, and this company's softball team to a championship last year, and that made him firm look good and made it better. So I want to pick to coach this team to represent this firm. One thing I do respect about him is but I know deep down, he'll just give me the credit. He'll get the credit for this account and promotion that he promised me. But trust me, this is my day." And tells Jeff, "Well, good luck for that, Jeff. By the way, Why'd you take this job anyway? I got injured in the minors, and I forgot drafted from the Yankees. Since I lost my shot, I decided to go back to college and get my degree, and took the internship during my senior year, where I met top of the world when he gets here. Lyndon tells Jeff, "Man, you're wrong. You worked in this firm for 48 years since he gets promoted, and he leaves you behind. Can you believe that?" Well, not this time. He promised me this promotion, and I'll get it. Besides, I want to play for the Yankees, but I lost my shot. This is the only way I have here. And coaching this little league and this company softball team to build championships. So that's the only thing I ever made me happy. If I ever had to coach a baseball team anywhere, I would have had to leave the firm and go there for a minute. Well, we all have different dreams, Jeff. We can't.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi. We all have different dreams, Jeff. We can't always get it, but we made the choices and be happy where we are. We choose to be here, and it chose us. No, I'd love to be happy. But being here is my dream job, so. Well, wish me luck. Well, I'll change that. Okay, I'll take this up. I'll let you know when it gives you the results about your promotion race. Wish me luck. Trust me. Bye, Lyndon. Thanks. Jeff tells Lyndon, "Trust me. This is my day," and Jeff phones rings. On the Hello. George is sitting in the chair in his desk in his office and talking to Jeff. George tells Jeff on the phone, "Excuse me, is this Jeff Riley?" Jeff's voice tells George on the phone, Yes, I'm Jeff Riley. Who are you?" "I'm George Jackson, new general manager of the New York Yankees. Our club wants to hire you as our new manager." Jeff's on the phone with George for a minute in his office. Jeff tells George, "Manager of what?" Manager George's voice tells New York Yankees. George tells the baseball league team. A farm team or a minor league team. I'm managing a team.
Yeah.
George's voice tells Jeff on the phone. Yeah. Tells George, "Is this a prank call or?" "I know you got the wrong Jeff Riley." George's voice tells Jeff on the phone. The same Jeff Riley who took a college team to the Albany Community College to a junior college World Series champion in 1964, got drafted to the New York Yankees and lost her shot when he got injured in throwing a triple in a minors. And a son named Mike, who was a Major League Baseball pitcher, who got hurt. And Jeff tells "We're not looking, Jeff. We want you to manage this team." "Why would you want to pick me to manage a team?" George tells Jeff. "We heard about you taking your company to a Little League championship. These players were exactly anybody wouldn't pick for the team, but you turned the rag team into a champion. We want you to do that for this team. Besides, also invite your son back in the big leagues. It'll be up to you if he stays. If he stays, go back to the minors." Tells Jeff, "I don't know, Mr. Jackson. I'll think about it." George tells, "Call me George, and if you change your mind Call me at 212-363-5546. Jeff wrote down the number. Jeff tells George. Oh, think about it, George. Bye. Jeff hangs up his phone and sees his number for a minute. Thinks about the offer. Jeff tells him, Andrew, he sounds like a prank call to me, or was it? Trust me, it's a prank call. Nobody on earth would ever give a baseball league manager job to a little league coach. Sign my son Steve. Can you believe that? I think I better get my promotion after all. Moving on to a bigger office. Lyndon goes over to Jeff and talks to him. Lyndon is carrying the envelope in his left hand. Jeff tells Lyndon, "Hey, Lyndon, I was wondering how to go with Milo." Oh, it went okay. He really loved the designs. The buggy bank will be impressed with. Now the firm is working on building a new buggy bank for 9 months. Since we landed the account for, so what did Milo say? Lyndon tells Jeff, yeah, hi. Tells Mr. Milo, let's get this together. The letter is from Milo from Jeff. Jeff grabs the info on Milo and observes it for a minute. Jeff opens the letter and reads this for Jeff. I've been laid off for 9 months. I also did Milo's work for the last 17 years and he lays me off for this. I can't believe it. Jeff is really a... Did you know about this? Tell us, Jeff, of course. No, I gave me the letter and told me to give it to you. I have no idea what was in the letter. If I did, it would have been against that. I would have questioned if I found out about this. Jeff tells Lyndon, sorry about that, man. Thanks for sticking by me and Lyndon. At least I will cut together from slave driver Milo. Not slave driver Milo. Lyndon tells Jeff, actually, Jeff, I can't quit. I have a wife and 2 boys to support, and I can't afford to quit. Jeff tells Lyndon, I understand, Lyndon. I can't believe it. I've been laid off for 9 months, and what's so wrong? Well, you have to... You have to vacate this office in 2 hours, or Milo's going to put it out on the street. 9 months. I don't know how am I going to support myself in 9 months, but even without pay. I'm going to tell Jeff, you have a son in the major leagues. He gets a worship. Besides, you guys do. Right now, he's in the minors, but he's doing okay. But I'll be fine. I have a lot of money saved up, and Riley does a good job. Well, there you go. Then you have nothing to worry about. Yeah, well, I need to do something with my life, and I need to make an income for myself, and I can't just wait on my son forever. That's about my. Think about my granddaughter. She's in college, and Riley and I are supporting her, and I want to be there to help her make a contribution. I'm sure. I'm gonna ask. All right. All right. I've really read a couple pages, and that's all it's gonna be right now. And I still got a few more minutes before. Still got one more minute before I reach the hour. So I'm gonna I'm gonna time myself for right now. Well, that's the book for Mr. Riley. Just hope you guys get a chance to read it too sometimes. I know it looks boring. I know it looks kind of boring when before you read the book, but once you read it, you'll enjoy it and love it. So that's all I have to say right now. I'm Bobby Cinema. Goodbye and good luck. and give me your opinion if you want Adam Sandler to read this book, or at least give, or he wants to give us an opinion. And give me your opinion too. Bye.